Hey guys, what's going on? It is Anthony here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be reviewing the Schecter Reaper Elite Multi-Scale 7-string. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. As always, if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. Also, for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to follow me on my Instagram at Anthony DeFilio for any updates going forward. That being said, we now have a guitar to review, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So on this guitar, we have two Schecter humbuckers, USA made pickups. We have a hip shot bridge, fixed bridge. We have one volume, one tone, a three-way blade switch, and on the tone pot, we also have a coil tap function there for some single coil type of sounds. We have 24 extra jumbo stainless steel frets. We have a multi-scale design of 25.5 to 27 on the low strings. We also have a Wenge neck through body construction. We also have a matching reverse headstock here with hip shot locking tuners. So I will give a little bit of a backstory when I talk about my first impressions with this, and that being because for those that aren't aware, my first impressions with this guitar was not exactly love at first sight when it came to playability. I have nothing but to thank my good friends at Slammo Guitars for fixing up this guitar for me and really doing what they do to correct some things that were wrong with some frets and some intonation things and tuning stability things, but they absolutely knocked it out of the park for me, and they absolutely saved this guitar from, you know, potentially being sold. Because I'm not kidding you when I say this, because I love how this guitar looks, and I always have since the day I got it. But because of so many issues that I was having and so many gripes where it was making me scratch my head, I questioned if this guitar was really for me. And I used to have a love-hate relationship with it. But now, ever since they fixed those things and I gave it so many second chances and I didn't give up on it, this has turned into one of my favorite guitars now in my entire arsenal. And the reason being because the neck is absolutely one of the most comfortable. It's such a fast neck, it's super comfy, it's a nice thin modern C shape. The reverse headstock looks killer on camera, in person, just absolutely stunning guitar. And it's a lot of fun to play. I love the versatility, the coil tap sounds with the push-pull knob really sounds awesome. Just a lot that you can do. And since I had the frets leveled and crowned even more from Rob over at Slammo, which huge shout out to you, Rob, you did an amazing job. This thing plays smooth as butter. It's really that awesome. And it was one of those things where when I got this thing, I didn't think any of this was gonna really truly solve it, because I had some things worked on this before and it was not quite there, but I'm so glad I didn't give up on it, because it wasn't until I've watched other reviews on YouTube and other people I've seen on forums that have gotten this guitar and they didn't have any of these issues. So it made me wonder, maybe it was just the one I got just slipped through the cracks and I just didn't get as lucky. It's possible, but either which way, I'm glad it was able to be redeemed and I didn't give up, because this is a guitar to not exactly sleep on, and this is extremely aesthetically pleasing. So that being said, we're gonna now plug this thing in for you guys. We're gonna be going through some clean sounds as well as some dirty tones, as well as the coil tap function, as well as all pickup modes. So that being said, I am in drop G on this guitar, and I hope you guys enjoy these sound clips that I recorded for you guys. We'll talk furthermore, and I look forward to revealing the pros and cons that I want to speak about. So, see you guys on the other side. So now that you heard how this guitar sounds, we're gonna now go over the pros and cons. So starting with the pros, the first one that we could talk about is the fit and finish. This guitar is absolutely gorgeous. From the front to the back to the matching headstock, it's an absolutely gorgeous piece of art. I mean, obviously you're buying a guitar that's priced like this to be played, but if you want something that's very aesthetically pleasing, this is definitely one to look at because it is an absolutely gorgeous guitar. Another pro I also want to talk about is the versatility. The coil tap sounds, I don't know about you guys, I think the coil tap sounds on this guitar sound absolutely great, whether you're in the bridge, middle, or neck positions. To me, it sounds very close to a true single coil, and I think you could fool a lot of people with how good it is. I also like the fact that you get the hip shot fixed bridge as well as the hip shot locking tuners on the headstock. You're getting amazing hardware. I think the extra jumbo stainless steel frets are excellent as well in terms of being able to play fast leads when you get the action set right. I also want to speak about too is the neck profile. This is like, if I haven't mentioned so earlier, this neck profile is super comfy. I really like the overall fret access to the higher frets, and I really like that it's a nice, just matte satin feel on the back of it. It's not sticky, it's not glossy, but it's not like dry wood. It's just got the perfect balance of it being finished just right. And I just love the overall feel of it. Just fretting on this thing is effortless, it's comfortable, and I really have no complaints in terms of playability anymore now that I have got the things fixed that I got fixed on it. So I think this will sum it up for the pros, but yeah, I'm very happy with it. So talking about the cons of this, the first con that I do want to mention is this guitar does not come with a case. Now for $1,500, I 100% think it should come with a case, which most of you guys would probably be commenting and saying that it should come with a case, which I would completely agree with you. I don't know why this guitar does not come with a case for $1,500, but I do think that is a con that does go against this guitar as a selling point. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think any package of a guitar is perfect when it comes to mass produce or production models these days. So if you do really like this guitar and everything else checks the boxes, then I don't think that should deter you from buying this guitar because it is a good one. The second con that I do have to also speak about is, although I've changed the pickups on mine, the stock pickups on this guitar are not aftermarket. I mean, before I switch these, I will say the stock, I forget the name of them, but the stock Schecter pickups that were on here that were multi-scale were decent pickups and more than passable for what you need it to do. But I do think for $1,500 at the same time, it should come with Seymour Duncan's or DiMarzio's for how much this guitar retails for. But that being said, not a complete deal breaker. I mean, you could always change out the pickups. You just might have to make a slight modification because this is multi-scale. it does make it a little more challenging to change the pickups out to where you may need to modify the base plate and put the new pickup on the old base plate and all that complicated stuff. But other than that, if it can be done, it can be done. You know, you just might be a little more limited in your pickup options that you want to swap them out to, if that makes sense. As for the other cons that I did want to speak about, I will say that I'm not saying that this is, you know, every single one of this guitar, but at least on mine, I did notice some tool marks here on the upper frets that are very noticeable if you're looking very close up. It's not really noticeable here on camera as far as I can tell, but if I were to put a picture and zoom in here, you could clearly see it. I did my best to try to see if I could get rid of them. It's one of those things where, because I did win this guitar in a giveaway, like, I'm very grateful for the one that I have received. I'm not here complaining to Schecter. They treated me really good. And the first one I actually got before this one came, there was actually a crack here that arrived in shipping, and Schecter was actually so cool enough with their customer service. I was willing to pay for the hard shell case for the second one to come to prevent that, and they're just like, no, it's on us. And I was like, wow, thank you so much. Like, they were really cool. So I'm not here complaining or bad-mouthing Schecter at all, because they did the right thing for me. And it's one of those things where, because I didn't exactly pay for this, I won this in a giveaway. So it's like, I'm very grateful, even, you know, if there is some, you know, tool marks here that are not exactly noticeable by the audience. It's something that I can live with. And you know what? You know, I don't expect perfection these days, because, like, at the end of the day, as long as the guitar looks good overall and it sounds great and it plays great, then I have no complaints whatsoever. Considering that I was basically gifted this, I really can't complain at the end of the day. I'm extremely grateful, and I still am highly thanking Schecter to this day, because I love this guitar now. And now that a lot of these things and everything has been basically fixed up until this point, like, I really can't complain, and it's absolutely rewarding. So take all those cons into consideration. I'm not saying that you will, in fact, face these 100%, because I've seen people who reviewed these that didn't have these at all. I'm just warning you guys based on my experience. But then again, this is just one out of the bunch. So do not let this deter you from buying it. I still think you should at least check it out and see if it works for you. And just make sure, if you're gonna buy one of these, as always, just make sure that if you're buying from Sweetwater or whoever you're buying from, just make sure they go over it with a white glove treatment, because, you know, this is a good guitar. So with all that being said and done, I'm giving this guitar an 8 out of 10 guitar picks. This is a very solid workhorse. It is a very solid guitar that just happens to be absolutely stunning. Even with the gripes that I did have with it that were corrected and that were able to easily be solved, I would still suggest at least checking this guitar out, because it might actually be the guitar for you. Again, don't let any of my experiences deter you from writing this guitar off, because I really just think this is one that just slipped through the cracks. But at the end of the day, I'm extremely happy and I'm very satisfied, because this guitar is an absolute keeper. Just be wary that you may or may not have some of those experiences. I also am giving it an 8 because for the price, it doesn't come with a hard case or aftermarket pickups. But then again, no guitar at the end of the day is perfect for every single person. So it's one of those things where it's like, some things you kind of bite the bullet and you kind of think about what's most important. And if you can change the pickups on it, then I don't really think it's that big of a deal. And you could always buy a hard case for it, then hey, I say absolutely go for it and check out the Schecter Reaper Elite 7. And if you want something that's even better than the Schecter Reaper Elite 7, you just want to spend like a couple hundred or a few $100s more, check out the Schecter Banshee Mach 7. That is also a really great Schecter 7-string guitar with some really awesome pickups and all sorts of awesome hardware and just amazing playability. Schecter is a great company, and I highly suggest checking out their selection of extended range guitars. And that being said, I'm Anthony DeFilio, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.